Hello everyone, Bunny Divine here, and today I'll record first with you the YouTube teaser for my course, Stage and Burlesque Persona. So I'll simply share my screen with you so that we can start. There you go. So for this teaser, I'll give you just a sneak peek of what we're gonna do. And of course, as always, the first step. So you know where to start. And if you want, you can get the course. But if not, you have some tools that you can go on your own. Okay, cool. So the first thing I want to talk to you about is the content of this course, well, class, which is pretty much all of those things and anything else I remember in between. So basically, we start with talking about why is that I need a persona. I've come across some people who don't really want to have a persona for the stage, or even for other things that they do, and then I'll explain why it is a good idea. Then we talk about how you choose a name, what are good names, how you create your story, how you create the movement of your character, how you bring your character to life, and other exercises that you can do to make it really juicy and to improve your persona in general. So I'm going to share with you just the first two things. So the first one is, why do I need a persona? So actually, we were talking about burlesque and stage here, but honestly, I think you need a persona for everything because identity is very important. And I could just sum it up with this sentence, but I will go a bit deeper to explain what I mean. So, I remember when I first started my business, and it is a position of leadership in which sometimes, if you're not used to being assertive, it can be really hard. And also, there is all of the things that you do. You have different hats. You're a little salesperson. You are also the person in marketing. You are the cleaner. You are all of those things, actually, especially if you're a small business to start with. So at first, I found it a bit difficult to do some of these tasks, especially the ones that were really outside of my identity as a regular person. So I was used to working for someone. I was used to just knowing what to do and not having to worry about the behind the curtains, let's say. So, and that was like my identity with work in general. I was like, okay, I do what I need to do, done, go home. And it was kind of a clash because I felt like, okay, so actually, work-life balance is about like stopping work here, and then here there is this division. This is work, and this is my private life. And that kind of clashes when you have a business, especially when you have a passion business, which I believe is why most people have a business because it comes from passion. So I wanted to do more a little, but it was clashing with my identity. And then one day it came to me that the same way that me, as you see me now, I don't go on stage. I go on stage as Divine, the diva. Um, it's the same thing that I could do with every single other area of my life. So the same person who teaches you right now, it's not the same person who will maybe negotiate a sponsorship with someone else. That's another identity. That's another hat. That's a different persona. And that made my life very easy because I didn't feel like this conflict anymore because I wasn't, okay, this is the stage diva having to clean the floor. And no, 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 no. That's the hardworking business owner who has a small business and does the cleaning on her own and wants everything to look really sparkly and is really good at that, in fact. And when I had this in my mind, everything was made easy. In a stage context, it's a very similar situation. You tend to be much easier on yourself if you decide that beforehand with your persona, and also if you allow it to be detached from you, both for your wins, but also for your failures. Because when you win, it's very easy, to blur the whole thing. But when you win with your character, you still want to be really good at your other personas in your, I don't know, personal life, in your, I don't know, family life, and all of those things, because that's a separate thing. People, maybe, in your life, maybe your friends, maybe your spouse or something, they don't really care if you were great on stage. Maybe they were not even there. That's a different part of your life. So having these different compartments is very, very helpful in general. And especially, again, back to the context of stage, it's really good when you can go on stage and be like, yes, so this is Miss Bunny Divine and not the teacher. She's here to entice and mesmerize everybody, and not here to teach and make sure that you understand things. And this snapping between personas and between different roles and hats that you wear in life come from the practice I'm gonna explain to you later. So if you're convinced that personas can help you both in real life but also in performance, let's move on to choosing a stage name. So for burlesque, I think that being cheeky is important, but more than that, it's important that your name will embody, well, not really embody, well, if you consider the name is a body, will actually transport people to what you want them, where you want them to be before you even hit the stage. So with my name, Bunny Divine, I hope people get it, that it should be divine, out of this world, actually. When you're watching something, you're like, this is incredible. That's the feeling that I want them to feel. Oh yeah, that's almost not human. That's the feeling that I want them to feel. So I want them to feel divine inside themselves as well. And Bunny is a little bit about how happy and cheeky I am. And I do a little hop too. I do like hopping a little on stage. So, but then there are many ways in which you can do that. I would go with things that really speak to you. So starting maybe with names of things that you love, animals or flowers or foods or anything, and then merging it, and maybe something that evokes what you want. So maybe if your character is French, or you want to have, or Hollywood or whatever era or something that you want to evoke, bring that to your name, use parts of that. So another thing that you can do that I recommend is to just do some search online. Also, because there are so many out there that maybe the one you've chosen is already picked. So make sure you search for it. And also, if you just Google burlesque name generators, you can have a lot of ideas. They will probably not come up with your name, but they will give you ideas, because it could be a play on something that you haven't thought of. But remember, from inspiration is called inspiration because it inspires you. So the more you get exposed to those things, the more you can make them on your own and make them make sense to you. And yeah, that's it for our teaser. So you can go ahead and start picking your name. You have to choose. I also recommend maybe two, not having a single name, but having two of them. like Bunny Divine or Anne Corel, Joe Weldon, and so on. But of course, it's up to you. I've seen even with three, and that totally works as well. You can add Miss, Mr., Mrs., or something in front, or something more cultural. Maybe, how do you call señorita or something like that? Could also have something, a title, on your name. Why not? Yeah, then you can go ahead and play with it. And if you want to know more or the rest of the course, you can always click on the link in the description box where you can buy the whole course and then you can have access to the full video. And please leave a comment below if you enjoy it and maybe with your name. I would love to see. So thank you very much for participating in this teaser and have a lovely day.